Yo, Shalom, Israel. First, I'm going to start by giving honor, praise, and glory to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi Bahasham, Qadash. Double honors into the elders and apostles of GMS Grand Millstone who rule well, teach well, and exhort, and bishops as well. And Shalom unto you, sincere Akim and Akwat out there in this household of faith. My name is Yeshaya, and I'm going to do a quick video pursuing to 2 Peter 3. I'll start at verse 3 and get right into it. It says, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lusts, and saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation. Right? So they're like, all things continue. They're like, like when is the prophecies that the prophets are saying gonna happen? Every day comes and goes, right? And it says, for this they willingly are ignorant that by the word of power the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of water and in the water, whereby the world that then was being overflowed with water perished. And that was the time of Noah. That world perished, right? And that flood ushered in the the breaking up of Pangea. Right now, now the world is broken up, because before that, the world was actually all together, just like as it was in the creation of the world, right? It was one land. But then, after that flood happened, that's when the land's broken up, and that's when you can now recognize the geological map, how certain places connect into certain places, almost like pieces to a puzzle, man. And of course, due to erosion and certain different aspects of nature, it's not going to be perfect, but it's around the same fucking aspect. And it says, but the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire. Right? And the heavens, that goes into, even if you go back into the Genesis, the first chapter, that's the Shemayim, right? And that goes into, even the sky, right? There's like the ozone layer, and then there's one that's under the firmament meaning the ozone layer, and then there's the atmosphere. There's the atmosphere, and then there's the ozone layer, right? And within that and the earth are reserved unto fire, because it has to be cleansed from Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, because the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. In Revelations 11:8, the Lord is going to destroy those that destroyed the world, and we recognize that they do destroy the world, man. No, so like, was it 11:8? So like, it's 18. It says, I'm gonna get right to the point, like right to the point. It says, should this destroy them which destroy the earth? Right? The Lord is gonna destroy Esau, which has also, been a big, person in destroying this earth. They created idols, going back to Ptolemy and the creation of Caesar Borgia. They go back into destroying the earth, deforestation, which is a scriptural thing that's recognized. They got false prophets, they got false idols, they got they really, were the Lord's tool to chasten Jake, man, to lead them the wrong way, right? And guess what, man? This earth is going to be reserved unto fire, as that just said, right? Because it has to be cleansed. There's some, if you take a collegiate biology class, you learn that there are about, I think, 2 strands of bacteria that cannot be cleaned, or that cannot be killed by bleach. Bleach is a chemical that kills basically all organic, life, So there's 2 of them that can't be, and those 2 bacteria are found in the 2 extremist temperature ranges. You got volcanic bacteria and Antarctic bacteria, right? So when the Lord is reserving this earth unto fire, it's even cleaning those bacteria, man. It's cleansing everything to the littlest bit, man. And all the elements, everything is going to be cleansed, and so that the kingdom that's going to last forever, is on a clean slate. The Lord isn't going to start us up on a isn't going to create the kingdom in the wickedness that's about here, man. In the fucking, this air that's defiled, this fucking, this concrete jungles, and these trees that are covered in the trees that are cut the fuck down, and then this earth that's covered in just this it's like a wicked dew. It's like like the fucking air smells like shit. I don't know if you ever been like to like New York or something like that, or one of those really densely populated cities. It smells like shit. Like, it smells bad, and that's, all by the hand of Esau Edom, man. And it also goes into the food, man. Why the fuck are people's guts that fucked up that you got the sewage smelling like that? Y'all people shitting something crazy, man. And the food, bro. I mean, I don't want to get too far to off the topic, but the fact of the matter is that the earth is going to be cleansed, and it's all going to happen under our Lord Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, man. And there's going to be scoffers and mockers as we get closer and closer to these end times. But in the time of Jacob's trouble, those that had hope and hung in there are going to be saved, man. Jacob's trouble is going to be a very harsh time for everybody, right? But the Lord is going to help those that feareth him, and then those that are for him. But reading on, it says, which are now the same in Kevin's sword reserved in the fire against the day of judgment and perdition unto ungodly men. But beloved, be not ignorant of this thing, that one day is the Lord's one day with the Lord is as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is one day. And I wanted to end off on that one because of the fact is, man, the Lord hasn't been gone for very long. 1,000 years is one day unto the Lord. So a week is 7,000 years, right? And people recognize, this world, like, every day is going by and by and by. But on the Lord's timing, which we are operating on the Lord Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi's timing, not a lot of time has really passed, not a lot of time has really passed at all, So, with that being said, I want to get to this next verse. Because we're actually getting closer to the time where it's like, okay, things, it's about to start popping off. Proverbs 1:20, wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets. So wisdom crieth without, man. Where is that coming from? Wisdom is dealing with the prophets through the rawchaa Qadash, which spread out the truth all in the highways and byways and the hedges, as well as the internet, which is the age of information, so that this truth can spread abroad all four corners of this earth. As it says in Matthew 24th chapter, the word shall spread across the four corners of earth, and then the end shall cometh, man. That end being, when the end of Esau Edom's rule, when his earth gets, especially Babylon the Great, gets pummeled in nuclear missiles, the ICBM missiles, man. And it's gonna be a beautiful day when that happens. But the prophets are out there prophesying that is going to happen. A man nowadays lives on an average of 65 years. So you take 65 years and you divide it into 1,000. I don't think I got a calculator on this thing, but let's just say that's a lot of, that divides, several many times, man. So if you really think about it, it's not a very long time that, we've even been here in a comparison to just one day of the Lord, right? So the wisdom crieth without. So all through the generations, this has, been done. And we're getting closer to the fact that it's about to be over. I don't know if y'all are trying to grab the point that I'm getting. I'm having a little bit of trouble articulating it. But it's just the fact that it's not a lot of time has passed, man. A lot of time has passed, but we're actually getting to the time where it's about to pop up on us, man. And that's a beautiful thing. And it says, she crieth in chief places of concourse, in the openings of the gates, and in the city she uttered her word, saying. And that's why, the brothers and Akim of GM and the elders of GMS, they teach in chief places of concourse where a lot of foot traffic is, where people walk by, and that's why you encounter demons at camp. That's why you encounter, different places. But that's where the Lord wants you to be, because, the word has to be heard, man. And it says, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity, and ye scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge? And man, that's the end of the day, man. The 2/3 hate fucking knowledge of the Lord. If you say to the 2/3, like, look, because we recognize that, the knowledge of the wicked is just, it's nothing. I forget the precept to that, but this knowledge just of the scriptures is what really needs to be understood, and the 2/3 refuse to do it. That's why the Lord calls them a backsliding nation, because they will receive it and then they will, oh yeah, this is nice, and kick it for a little bit and then fall the fuck away from it, man. But the Lord's elect isn't gonna do that, right? And that's the simple ones of this earth, as well as the heathen nations, especially Edom, who sets up a fucking system to stop, the elect from being gathered. And that's why you have a lot of these jakes with the Stockholm syndrome, Stockholm, I believe I learned from the brothers of GMS Arizona of a guy. Is actually his name was Stockholm, and he robbed some type of bank, and then his the people that he captured at the bank, I forget the name of basically the people that he forced to stay there were actually on his side. They actually started paying for his trial and shit. They started actually really, trying to stick by his side, even though he was completely fucking up and doing the wrong thing. They love their oppressor. And that's what a lot of jakes do nowadays. Turn ye in my reproof, before I will pour out my spirit unto you, I will make my words known unto you. But because I have called and ye have refused, I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. And that's what's happening right now. The prophets are being used by the Lord, because we understand, I think it's like Luke 70:2, the Lord speaketh through his prophets, of the word, man. You're trying to call like, hey, planting those seeds, man. But people don't ever spin back around. People don't ever, grab onto this. And what's gonna happen is that, but ye have set it nigh on my counsel, and when none of my reproof, I will laugh at your calamity, I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear comes desolation, and your destruction comes as a whirlwind, and distress and anguish come upon you, then they shall call upon me, but I will not answer. They that seek me early, but they shall not find me, for they have hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord, Yahawah. Right? They refused, to be edified, man. And that's what's gonna happen to these people to earth, the scoffers and mockers that are saying, like, day by day passes, when is anything gonna start coming? But we understand, spiritually, that things are fucking coming. Things are happening, like, on a daily basis at this point, man. I want to actually get that Wisdom of Solomon 2 to wrap it up with, man. Let's get this Wisdom of Solomon 2, starting at the top. It says, for the ungodly say, reasoning with themselves, but not aright. Our life is short and tedious, and the death of man there is no remedy. Neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave. For we are born at all adventure, but we shall be hereafter as though we have never been. For the breath in our nostrils as smoke, and a little spark in the moving of our heart, which being extinguished, our bodies shall be turned into ashes, and our spirit shall vanish as the soft air. And our name shall be forgotten in time, and no man shall have our works in remembrance. And our life shall pass away as the trace of a cloud, and shall be dispersed as a mist that is driven away from the beams of the sun, and overcome with the heat thereof. So this is, the ungodly reasoning with themselves, like, this world's pointless. We die, we fucking missed away, and after that, nobody will remember us. And it says, for our time is a very shadow that passes away. After our end there is no returning, for it is fast sealed that no man cometh again. And that's another, Christian ideology, that you die and just go to heaven and never come back. You're just there. That's it. You're kicking it there for the rest of eternity. Or if you're a really bad person, you didn't accept, fucking Caesar Borgia, you go fall into a deep pit of a lava fire with a nigga sodomizing you with a pitchfork, I guess. But they don't understand spiritually that you do come back on this earth to serve out the judgment of the Lord, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Come on thereof, let us enjoy the good things that are present, and let us speedily use the creatures like as use. Let us fill ourselves with costly wine and ointments, let no flower of the spring pass by us. And as we get closer to these end times, these people aren't even going to be able to do that. They're doing that right now. The modern person, works all throughout the week, parties it up on the fucking Saturday, Sunday, it works all throughout the week, parties it up on a Saturday, Sunday. They enjoy everything. They go home from work, and the first thing that they do is kick off the shoes, watch some fucking Netflix, eat the king's meat, and bullshit around. And there's gonna be a time as we closer to Jacob's trouble, where that famine and pestilence and harder times are actually gonna be presented upon the modern day people, especially these first world countries, man. They don't understand the luxuries that they have right now, and the fact that the fashion of this world is gonna pass it away, and they're part of that fashion of the world. They're gonna fucking pass away with it, So constantly say above, let Babylon the Great fall, hasten the times that, Lord willing, that we may come closer and closer to this effect to appear, man. I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to lastly give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi Bahasham, Qadash. Shalom, and good luck to y'all. Damn, bro.